Hi, I'm Vicky from the class of 2010.
And I'm Allie Lowe, also from the class of 2010, and we're actually the co-chairs of the on-campus fundraising committee with students at Dartmouth for Haiti Relief. So basically what Vicky and I do is a lot of coordinating all of the fundraising events on campus, both those organized by students at Dartmouth for Haiti Relief and those organized by other campus organizations. So we actually are at the top of a whole bunch of subcommittees, each of which is dedicated to one specific aspect of fundraising. So that could be bake sales, coordinating with fraternities, sororities, and co-eds, coordinating with the Office of Residential Life, and we basically stay in constant email contact with them just so that we can make sure that all of our efforts are streamlined so that we can have the most efficient fundraising possible and get the most return for Partners in Health. We have, a huge committee structure that everybody has a copy of that has like who reports to who and who's in charge of what, and I think that that's allowed us to be a lot more efficient in our fundraising and have a lot less sort of unproductive events. Even little things like we manage a Google Calendar that has every fundraising event on campus, whether it's done by students at Dartmouth for Haiti Relief or whether it's this fraternity is having an a cappella sale and selling baked goods at it, so that we can make sure that there's nothing too overlapping and that we're really maximizing our return and our efficiency. So it's everything from like really large scale events like this dinner we're planning, there's a big concert we're organizing in about 2 weeks from now, to sort of small scale, tabling, fundraisers, selling ribbons to raise awareness. So it kind of runs the gamut of everything. So there definitely is some overlap. There are committees that are dedicated just to those individual events. And so what we've sort of been doing is focusing on some of the smaller scale fundraising events and also just coordinating volunteers who can then help out at those larger scale events too. So we definitely play a role in those, but really those people do the bulk of work for those, and we do a lot of events that could really be replicated on any campus.
There's another committee who made a list of just solely on-call volunteers, just so there can be a volunteer who we need to bake at another bake sale if they don't have enough people volunteering for that. So just having all these Google lists really help.
We actually even have one committee that's just dedicated, it's called Wild Ideas, to just like crazy fundraising ideas that we might be able to implement in the coming weeks and months.
There's a committee that's solely responsible for outreaching to these residents in the Upper Valley area.
This has really been a campus-wide effort, and we also have a committee that's working really hard to incorporate the graduate schools too. We're going to do a couple of graduate, undergraduate mixers. They're starting up some events that are just specific to them, so it's really been all of Dartmouth that's gotten behind this. Right now, we are having huge returns and having great success with bake sales and things like that, but we can't expect to keep that up for probably 6 months. But what we can do is plan more and more sort of different events that people would be excited about coming to, and also just, I think, work to keep up the awareness about Haiti on the Dartmouth campus. Events like this tend to stay in the news for maybe a couple months, and then people, to some extent, forget. And Haiti's going to be a crisis that's important for a couple of years, at least.
So we are really trying to diversify the places where we can get students to donate from. To diversify all the amounts that we can get from different places, we solicited help from all these different venues that you wouldn't normally think of to request. For example, the dining services here on campus, they've been gracious enough to donate supplies for an event such as like spoons for serving. There was another event where they were selling hot chocolate, and they went to Dartmouth Dining Services for them to donate that hot chocolate. So it's just being creative, having an open mind about who to ask for services. I'm Vicky Javier.
And I'm Allie Lowe at Dartmouth College. Let's stand together with Haiti.